And so here's what I believe, and I'm pretty confident about this. The number one reason most people aren't making the money that they want. The reason is the number one reason most people aren't making the money that they want is they're inwardly focused. The reason is they're focused inward. They're focused inward. They're focused on what they need. They're focused on their problems. They're focused on what's wrong with them. They're focused on where they need to grow. They're focused on what's wrong with them. They're focused on how unfair life is. They're focused on everything is inward. And there's lots of proverbs around this. I don't remember all the locations here, but keep your eyes pointed forward. Don't turn to the left or right, lest you put your foot, keep your foot from evil. Okay. So I believe what that means is keep your eyes pointed forward. That means look outward, not inward, not constantly inward of what you need or what your problem is. Jesus said, if you want to be first, make yourself last. Well, what does that mean? That means making everybody else first, making everyone else priority. Now, some people make the mistake of thinking that, well, if I make everyone else their priority, then I have to suffer and I can't be in profit. That's not true. That's not true. You go to another proverb, a diligent hand shall rule while lazy are put to forced labor. A diligent hand. Is a diligent hand patting yourself on the back? Is that what a diligent hand is? Is a diligent hand, smoothing, petting yourself, right? No, a diligent hand is giving people a hand up. A diligent hand is making connections, making offers. A diligent hand is working for someone else's value. And so that's an exchange. It's an exchange of us focused outward, of us serving others. And if you don't think that God's happy with you doing well, just study every single version you can of Psalm 35:27. Just study it. He delights in the prosperity of his servant. Some say he delights in the well-being of his servant. He delights in all things good for his servant. He delights in him, like it's well-being, it's peace, it's prosperity. Prosperity is probably the most common word used in that psalm. And so if you want to make more money, if you want to have more money, then you need to focus more on the needs of others, not your insecurities, not your fears. Focus on others. How can you best serve them? And serve them doesn't mean you have to do it for free. Serve them doesn't mean that you can't make an offer. I mean, I'm so grateful that there's so many people in my life that made me great offers. I'm so grateful for the coaches that I spent tens of thousands of dollars with, for the coaches I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars with. There's probably maybe 4 people that I invested over $100,000, over. There's 4 people, I believe, that I invested over $100,000 with just for that individual to learn from them. Now, for some of them, it was in one whack, right? So Grant Cardone, I gave him $100,000 for 6 hours of his time. In hour 1, he helped me make an additional $1 million that year. Russell Brunson, I was in his mastermind for 3 or 4 years. Definitely gave him over, if I calculate all that I invested with him between a mastermind and multiple inner circles, pretty sure I'm over $100,000 with him. And there are two other individuals that I did more. Maybe, you know what? Now that I think about it, maybe 5. There might be 5 people that I invested over $100,000 with. Now, not all at once. Some of them spread out over years. My focus was how do I get better, and not stop there, to serve others? How do I gain knowledge to go and bring wisdom to more people? How do I help them? So the number one reason people aren't making the money that they want is they're inwardly focused. They're not focused on solving a problem in the marketplace. They're not focused on helping someone who has a problem. They're not focused on making offers to people that if your product, service, or opportunity does what you say it does, people will happily hand you money for it. Happily. If you have a diet product that works, and it works, people would pay thousands of dollars for that. If you have a skin cream that works, that makes people, look younger and feel better, like they would pay a lot of money for that. But you can be inwardly focused of your insecurities and focused on you, so that you don't make any offers. I think about, some of you know that I have an association with a healthcare membership. And this healthcare membership, yes, you get 98% of all prescriptions for free. Yes, you get unlimited mental health counseling. Yes, you get all kinds of other benefits and goodies, but the big one, I think, is you get immediate, I mean, within minutes, access to an urgent care provider, so you don't have to go to urgent care. So how many parents am I inconveniencing by not offering this service? How many parents might, well, maybe they'll judge me. Maybe they won't like that I'm making an offers. Maybe they don't like that I'm part of this thing. Bad face, right? So if I'm focused on, I'm so worried about looking bad, then I just don't make any offers. Selfish. That's what that is. It's selfish. If you're worried about looking bad or looking stupid to others, but you know you have a product, service, or opportunity that helps people, then you're selfish. Just buy into that. You can break that. You don't have to stay in selfish land. You don't have to stay in self-centerville. You can choose to actually serve people by making them an offer. Now, that doesn't mean you beat them over the head, doesn't mean you drag them by the hair, doesn't mean you punch them in the face or get them in a headlock, but at least make the offer. See, I'm not trying to close anyone ever. I'm just seeing who's open. Who's open? Who's open to taking a look? Who's open at having more convenience in their life? Who's open to me walking them through the 5 steps to make their next $1,000 for $1? Who's open to that? I'm not looking to close. How do I close you on $1 sale? I'm not trying to close everybody. I'm going to make the offer because I want you to have benefit. I want you to have value. But if I'm too worried about how I look to others, right? If I'm worried about how I look, right? You got anything for sale, right? No, not over here. I promise. I shove stuff underneath the table. I'm scared. Don't look. I got my product out. I know I'm making this ridiculous, but some of you operate that way. Some of you are so worried to look stupid, or you're so worried to look like you're trying to sell someone something. Like, go solve a problem. And guess what? To solve a problem, typically someone's got to buy something. They're going to buy something. But if you're inwardly focused, I don't want to look stupid. Well, I'm not ready. I don't know. They might say no and call me a dum-dum. They might screenshot my conversation and call me out, right? If you're so worried about how you look to others, you're just not going to impact those who God actually wants you to impact. Faith is actually walking forward and risking looking stupid. God, you put me in this room for a reason, Lord. God, you had me tune into this live for a reason, Lord. You have to be willing to make offers. Will someone say you're stupid? Will someone call you an idiot? Yeah, ask me how I know. I get that stuff daily. It's okay. You know, the Apostle Paul says, I can't be a people pleaser and a servant of Christ. I can't be a people pleaser. And by the way, did you know, we're not always the one called to help someone. Now, I know this seems to fly in the face of what I'm talking about here. You want to stay in step with the Spirit. Sometimes someone is having a problem and you're not the answer for. God is. And if you rush to everyone's rescue because you're the Savior and the Messiah, right? If you rush to everyone's rescue, you just find me cutting out some of God's will. Maybe they would have changed their life if they turned to God instead of turned to you as their temporary God. But if you want to make more money, this is not a difficult thing. It really isn't, guys. It is, how do I solve more problems? How do I take my expertise or my product or my service or my opportunity and make offers? How do I see who's open? How do I no longer care if I look stupid or not? Now, that doesn't mean not to have skills. I had to break down, okay, someone wants to make more money. What are the 5 steps? I broke them down to 5 steps. Mindset, branding, closing, prospecting and follow-up, and grit and resilience. And so if you're not making the money that you want, ask yourself, how focused am I on other people versus my own face? How do we solve more problems? I hopefully you're asking that to God and he's given you a download. So whatever it is that you sell, whatever trinket or widget or ionizer or skin cream or legal services or greeting card or whatever, you need to take that thing that you're selling, that you're offering to others, and determine, wait a minute, this solves a problem. If you're a plumber, you help solve problems with plumbing. If you have a skin cream, you help people have more self-confidence. You help people look younger. You help them feel better. You should be able to figure out how your product, service, or opportunity helps other people and solves problems. If you have any kind of opportunity, you're helping people make extra money. Choose to look outward. Choose to risk looking stupid. Choose to risk having someone make fun of you, God forbid. Choose to go out there and connect with other people to at least see if they're open to your product, your service, or your opportunity, and see how God blesses the work of your hands. He's not blessing you reflecting on yourself and not making any offers. He's not going to bless that. He wants you to walk in that new creation. He wants you to walk powerfully and upright, and he's going to bless the work of your hands. Go help other people. Be more worried about I better at least offer them what I have than worried about what they'll think of you, and you'll completely change your income. And so I appreciate you so very much. Let's rock and roll. Let's have a great day. And I love you. God bless you. God bless your family and the work of your hands. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.